Cassie phones for you.
Who is it?
Some guy named George.
Tell him I'm not here.
Cassie, he says if you don't talk to him, he'll jump out the window. What do I tell him?
Geronimo!
Cassie?
Well, he lives on the first floor.
She's not here right now. She'll call you back later. Have a nice day.
I take it the magic has gone out of this romance.
I had one date with a guy. Granted, it was probably the greatest date of his life, but I have bigger fish to fry.
Hello?
If it's George, tell him to move to a higher floor.
Just a minute. Cassie, it's not George. It's a Ricardo.
Oh. This one I'll take. Hi. Fine. How are you? Can you hear okay? Yeah, I missed you too. I'd love to go out to dinner with you. Anywhere. At home? Who's home? My home? I guess that'd include my cooking. No, that's fine. Sure, no problem. I'm a terrific cook. Say 8 o'clock. Right. Okay, I'll see you then. Hasta luego.
Who's Ricardo?
A 7-letter word for sex.
Mario, I need a meal.
That's easy. I'm making 300.
No, this is a special one. For a guy. I need a meal with a message.
What do you want the message to say?
Stick around.
Stick around tonight or stick around in general?
In general.
Hey, congratulations.
Hey, I'm not gonna marry him. I'm just gonna cook for him. What should I make?
Well, let's start with the basics. What can you make?
Toast.
I see. All right. I'm going to do something that I've never done before. I'm going to write down my recipe for Chicken Mario. Follow the instructions exactly as written, and you'll own the man's soul.
Just from chicken?
Cassie, don't you know that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach?
Yeah, but I usually take another route.
You're cooking? So who is this guy?
Just a guy. He's nobody.
Cassie, George the Jumper was a nobody. Ricardo must be somebody.
Cassie, you've turned down more guys this week than I went to high school with.
Yeah, you have been pruning your garden lately.
So how many times you been out with this Ricardo?
I don't know. About 3 or 4.
3 or 4. For you, that's a golden anniversary.
Cassie, come on. Who is this guy?
All right, all right. He's just some Venezuelan. I met him in Palm Springs, and he flew me home in his plane.
His own plane? Oh, how exciting.
Hey, you really like him, don't you?
I like him. That's it. Subject closed.
When has Cassie ever cooked for anybody?
You think she can handle it? Ordinarily, I'd say Cassie could handle anything, but I've seen her kitchen. She keeps clothes in there.
And Ricardo is Venezuelan. We all know how hard it is to please foreign men. Well, you all know.
Okay, the subject of Ricardo is reopened.
Great. If there's anything we can do to help, anything at all.
Yeah, sure, like, straighten the apartment, loan your tablecloth, cook the meal.
I can run my own life, okay? So all I wanted to know is, I was reading this recipe, and it calls for a few items that I don't happen to have in my kitchen. So I was wondering if maybe I could borrow a few things.
Sure, what do you need?
Okay, first, does anybody have any pots and pans? Come on, die already. Oh, you wouldn't do this to me.
Hi.
What's this?
I was just passing by. Thought maybe you could use a few things.
Like what?
You know, flowers, candles, room freshener.
You forgot the silver?
Lois is bringing that.
What?
You haven't even set the table yet.
I'm getting to it.
How's your dinner coming?
Fine. Everything is cooking in its own little pot.
Your rice looks good.
There's mashed potatoes.
Okay. How's the chicken coming?
It's coming along. Slowly.
It's frozen.
So we'll have cold chicken. Leave it alone.
Don't worry, we're not sunk yet. What time's he getting here?
In about an hour. And with any luck, his car will break down. Oh, perfect.
You're not gonna greet him looking like that.
No, I'm gonna take off the kimono.
Hey, nice apartment. What's that smell?
A chicken dying.
Look, if you kids brought the punch and the onion dip, I don't need it.
Better. We brought Chicken Mario.
Just in case yours didn't turn out perfect.
Cassie, why don't you go finish getting dressed? We'll get all set up out here.
Set up what? This is still my apartment. That must be the violins.
By now, you've probably figured out there's a conspiracy at work here.
Come on in. I think you know everybody.
Hi. I won't stay. I've got a hungry husband and 2 cranky kids playing soccer in the car. Look, I know this looks as if we've ganged up on you, Cassie, but we just want everything to work out right, you know?
Did you bring the chafing dish?
Uh-huh. And the tablecloth?
If I'm in the way, I could split.
She's mad. I knew she'd be mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just not used to all this whining and dining.
It's atmosphere. What's wrong with a little window dressing?
I don't need window dressing. I just open the window.
Cassie, there's more to pleasing a man than just, well, you know.
Now I'm mad.
And now we're going. Look, you just use whatever you want, return it whenever you can. Don't even worry about the dishes, just throw them back in the bag.
Good luck.
Right. Well, I just want you to know that I didn't ask for any of this, so don't be expecting a lot of gratitude at work tomorrow. This was your idea.
And maybe not a good one.
I mean, okay, maybe my chicken wouldn't have been crisp enough, and maybe my table setting wouldn't have been as elegant, but believe it or not, I probably could have come up with something, even without your help.
Well, we didn't expect you to gush.
Well, we better go.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Sure want to go now? You're gonna miss the whole date.
Look, girl, I know that Cassie seemed a little sarcastic and annoyed and a bit nasty, but I think what she's trying to say is thanks.
You're welcome.
Me, I, sunny, 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 ooh. Well, when you got it, you got it.
And you can have it.
A good evening above the top. Oh, a reservation for next week? Oh, certainly, sir. And what is that name? Mr. J.D. Tyler. Well, thank you, Mr. Tyler, and we're looking forward to seeing you. Bye.
Nancy, that guy on the phone, was that the J.D. Tyler of Nova Records?
Isn't it funny? You know, it never even occurred to me to ask the man's occupation before giving him a dinner reservation.
It's gotta be him. Imagine J.D. Tyler coming here. It's my big break. Nancy, you gotta do me a favor. When they get here next week, put him at table 10 right in front of the piano. That way they get the full impact of my music.
I have a better idea. Why don't I seat you at table 10, and then no one will have to get the full impact of your music.
Nancy, you don't understand.
Sonny, stop. See, if we say much more to one another, we'll be actually having a conversation. I promised myself that would never happen.
Tough chick.
Even though she acted kind of mad, I think Cassie appreciated her help last night.
She better have. I haven't worked that hard on a dinner since the night my ex-husband proposed. I take that back. I also cooked a magnificent meal the night he walked out. Of course, that one he carried out on his face.
I can't wait till she gets here so we can find out how it went.
Oh, I'm sure everything turned out fine. After all, we took care of the first half, and we all know Cassie can handle the second half.
Yeah, that's the half where I get nervous and bring out the Monopoly board.
Wouldn't it be something if Cassie ended up in a real relationship?
Even crazier, Cassie married.
I think I'll have to accept life on other planets before I deal with that one. Cassie's here, and she's got him with her. Let's go look at him. I'm right behind you.
All right, ladies. Come on, we're not a bunch of teenagers. This is a grown man, and we're grown women.
You want to do it in relays?
See, I told you. After the smog leaves, there's the whole city out there.
It's very nice. Are these your co-workers?
Yeah, that's the gang.
Hi.
Hi. I've always wondered just what a waitress does before a restaurant opens.
Well, this is called pretending to be working while you size up the hunk.
Would that be me?
That would indeed. Girls, could I introduce you to a friend of mine? This is Ricardo Velasquez Montoya Lobos.
You can call me Rick.
Lois Adams.
Oh, well, yes.
And Jan Hoffmeyer.
Joanne, it is a pleasure.
Likewise.
And Vicki Allen.
Hi.
I'm Charlie.
And rounding out our foursome, Miss Dot Higgins.
Pleased to meet you, Dot. Does that tickle?
No, it's just that no one's ever called me Dut before. For you, it sounds good.
Well, we've only had time to say hello, and now I'm afraid I must say goodbye. Adios, señoritas bonitas.
Vaya con Dios.
Cassie, what can I say? He's,
Yeah, he is. Boy, is he.
Take it you liked him.
He's very nice.
Yeah, well, let's face it. The man's perfect. Now, I wonder how I'm going to tell him I never want to see him again.
What do you mean you're never gonna see him again?
I'm going to dump him. I'll give him a goodbye kiss. I may even give him a goodbye breakfast, but I'm going to dump him.
But why?
I don't want to talk about it.
Cassie, you don't think we're going to leave you alone until we find out what's going on, do you?
Okay, here it is. Do you want to know what I've been like ever since I met Ricardo? I'm like a table with one leg too short. I'm constantly off balance, and I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I haven't been nervous since the first time my tooth fell out and I didn't know another one was going to grow in.
What's wrong with being nervous?
I hate it. I hate the way time just hangs there when I'm not with him, and I hate the way I feel like I'm going to explode when I am with him. What is this anyway?
Love?
Watch your language.
Cassie, even you can't be against love.
I'm not. I'm against feeling wound up like a cheap watch.
I feel that way all the time, and I like it.
You guys are crazy.
Oh, Cassie, you've met a guy that you care about and you're overflowing with emotions.
No kidding. Any second now, I could break up into little balls and roll around the room.
What are you saying, that the most important thing to you is to keep your cool?
You got it.
Oh, well, you're one tough cookie, aren't you?
Hey, come on.
No, I mean it. Cassie Cranston, smart, sassy, she can shoot from the hip. I mean, she handles 100 dinners and 20 guys without blinking an eye. But let Love walk in the door and all we see is her tush going over the hill.
What is this, a dare?
No, just 4 women telling another that you've found what every one of us wants, except for Lois, who's got it, and me, who had it. And if you've ever hung in there with anything, hang in there with this, because God knows when it's going to come around again.
Really think I got something, huh?
Cassie, don't run away from this.
Okay, I'll go for it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and throw up.
I write the songs that make the whole world sing. And I bet those songs would sound real good on Nova Records. I write the songs that make the young girls cry. I write the songs, I write the songs. You know, you guys are beautiful. Are they beautiful? Bartender, another round of drinks for my buddies at table 10. I am music, and I write the songs.
What's with Sonny and the people at table 10? Sonny told me one of them is a big producer from Nova Records.
Sonny's nuts. Those guys are plumbing contractors from the valley.
Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree.
Sonny,
Beat it. Never knowing my right foot from my left.
Sonny, I have to talk to you.
Get out of here, I'm making history. My hat from my glove. I'm too misty and too much in love.
And you lightly dust the beef with flour and brown, okay?
I'll give it a try.
Is the guy treating you okay?
Terrific. Princess Grace should have it so good.
You know, I'm happy for you because you deserve the best.
Thanks, Mario.
So can I give you a little advice? Gourmet cook, the gourmet cook.
Yeah, what?
Don't screw it up.
Cassie,
Yeah, kid?
tan, impeccably dressed, and smelling better than a new car. Ricardo is here.
I didn't know he was gonna come here. How do I look?
I should look so good.
Oh, Mario, I'd give anything to be in love like Cassie.
You want love? Serve this salmon before it swims back upstream.
Why can't I fall in love like any other man? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I am. Hey, Jan, baby, is that the Checarino?
Yes, Sonny, it is.
Well, give it here, because dinner's on me.
Oh, Sonny, you can't. You've bought us drinks all evening. I insist on paying for the meal.
Mr. Tyler, or can I call you J.D.? Save it for the contract, huh?
What do you mean? My name isn't Tyler.
It isn't? How about you? What about this clown? Is he Tyler?
No, we're the Skolnick brothers. Plumbing and heating. Call anytime, day or night.
Nancy, Nancy, please report to the piano. This is an emergency.
What are you doing? Don't you ever do that again. You frighten the customers.
Where's J.D. Tyler? He's supposed to be at table 10. Table 10's not Tyler. Where's Tyler?
Sonny, get a hold of yourself. Now, as a matter of fact, they called a couple of days ago and they canceled. Oh, speaking of table 10, I have their bar tab right here. Sonny, I must say your warmth is overwhelming. Your generosity is commendable. And you're an idiot.
Did you see Ricardo here?
Yeah, I bumped into a chair noticing. I wonder what he's doing here during working hours.
Maybe just drop by to propose.
I don't think so. Cassie,
What's wrong?
something.
Stay! Look, I don't know what's going on here, but
You'll be the fifth to know.
Nancy!
Mario, what's going on in there?
I don't know, but it looks important, so leave them alone.
Mario, nothing is as important to me as
Nancy,
this
have a
restaurant.
salad.
A salad? Do you realize there is not one single waitress on that floor? I'm going in there.
Look, bother them now, and I've pressed my last duck.
Mario, why do you always take their side against me?
It's fun.
What happened?
Cassie, you all right? Can we get you anything?
Nope, I'm fine. Let's get back to work.
I got a better idea. We'll get back to work. You take a break.
But maybe we can help.
Leaving would help.
He's going back to Venezuela. He still cares about me, and he enjoyed our time together.
And he's coming back.
No?
Did he say that?
Do they ever have to?
Hey, Cassie.
Yeah, okay, so life goes on, and we have tables to wait.
You're not going back out there.
Hell if I'm not.
Cassie, don't.
Lois, I'm handling it.
Well, what are you gonna do? Keep everything locked up inside?
Nothing's inside. Okay. So I'm not used to getting dumped. Let's face it, I had it coming. I got things out of perspective, that's all.
You were in love.
Maybe. But now I'm not, so...
Damn it, Cassie.
Well, what do you want me to do, Lois? Cry?
Yes.
I don't cry. I hate women who cry. And if I do cry, let me tell you, it won't be over some dark-haired Venezuelan who dresses too well. Probably never felt anything for me anyway.
Here.
I hate you for making me do this.
That's another way of saying thank you.
I need those sirloins. Do you know which one he is?
No, nobody does. So you might as well just relax, Jen.
Relax. Who can relax under all this pressure? The restaurant changes hands, so they send in some clown who's sitting somewhere out there spying on us to see whether or not we're good enough to keep our job. And you're telling me to relax?
Well, you better find a way, Jen, because this kind of behavior isn't good for you. And it isn't good for me.
Am I getting crazy?
Yes.
Okay, I'll calm down. Tomorrow. Mario, I'm gonna get fired if I don't have those steaks.
Jan, they have to cook. Right now, the only thing they're good for is a black eye.
Okay, Mario, I need 2 orders of duck.
We're at a duck.
Oh, well, can't you get some more?
Oh, sure, I'll just call Duck Delight.
What am I gonna do? I recommended the duck. I should have known we'd be at a duck. This is gonna look like my fault. Why wasn't I counting duck? Did you guys see that sunset tonight? Wasn't it beautiful? I could have just stood and watched it forever. Oh, Mario, by the way, I need 2 lobster tail and 1 rare prime rib when you get the chance. Vicky, are you aware of what's going on here tonight? Of course I am, but that shouldn't make any difference. I try to live each and every day on Earth as if it were a spot check. Oh, why don't we all punch her out?
Girls, we must keep things flowing.
We're trying our best, Nancy.
I know, that's what makes it so tragic.
Okay, whose are these?
Mine. I ordered it first.
I've been working here longer. I have seniority.
Oh, wait. Mario, can't we make this trout a tad more attractive?
Oh, sure, I'll put a wig on it.
Remember, Lois, attitude, posture, friendly service.
Mario, can you mash up a steak?
Absolutely not.
I guess the guy's gonna have to go home and find his teeth.
Cassie, what can I do to get you to smile out there?
Stay in here.
Boy, am I wiped out.
I smiled so much I sprained my face.
If they fire me, they're gonna have to wake me up to do it.
If fire me, they're gonna have to find me. I got a date.
You damsels. Well, was I great? Was I fine? Was I okay?
Sonny, you were okay.
Just okay?
Hello, ladies. And Sonny.
Why'd you single me out?
Well, I'm sure you'll all be interested to know that I've just had a little chat with Mr. Stedman, who did this evening's spot check.
Which one was he?
Swordfish on 7.
That was me. I waited on him. Oh, he's a mean man. He hates sunsets.
If I may continue. Generally, Mr. Stedman was quite pleased, but he did have a few notes. He'd prefer our napkins in a scroll fold rather than the traditional fan. And there will be 1 personnel change.
Oh, give a guy a chance.
Sonny.
Oh, Nancy, showbiz is my life.
Sonny, you still have your job.
Oh, thank you.
Nancy, who got fired?
I did.
Oh, look, I got a split. Nancy, what can I say? Remember, although our paths may never cross again, keep a smile on your lips, a song in your heart, and drive carefully.
Nancy, did he tell you why they fired you?
Yes, they don't want me anymore. They weren't satisfied with my work.
I don't believe it. You were so wonderful with the
I
customers.
thought so, too.
Well, I, for one, am shocked.
Well, what is life but a series of cruel surprises? Well, I guess I'd better go gather up my things.
I wish I could think of something to say. I think we should all tell Nancy how we really feel about her. I mean, all the good times we've had.
That was touching.
Nancy, wait. I just want you to know it won't be the same here without you.
Look, I know we haven't always gotten along, but none of us wanted this to happen.
Thank you, Jan. By the way, Lois, Mr. Stedman would like you to take over as hostess until they can find a suitable replacement. You start tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Didn't they even give you some notice?
Oh, yes, the corporation was generous enough to give me 2 weeks, but I've decided to leave immediately. I may be lacking in some areas, but I do still have my pride.
Nancy, we really are going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you, too. And, Dot, your neckband is twisted.
right, who's next?
Isn't that your job?
No, you're right. It is. Let's see. Newman. Is there a Newman here?
No, they left to get something to eat.
Okay. But now you two must be next.
Yes, we are. And my mother's not getting any younger.
I'm terribly sorry. Just right this way. Okay. Here we are. Oh, wait a minute. I can't seat you here. I have people coming in 10 minutes. How about right over... Nope, people are sitting there. Excuse me. Would you two like some company? No, you wouldn't. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Why don't you sit here, and then if these other people come in, I'll move you. Excuse me.
Lois?
Yeah.
See this? This is $1. This is my tip on a $60 check. And you know why? They were cranky, Lois. And you know why they were cranky? They had to wait 45 minutes to get their seats. Now you want to get it together because you're making life a lot tougher for the rest of us.
Mario, where's Jan?
She's in the lounge.
Oh, I didn't tell her she could take a break. I can't do this job. I can't get anybody to listen to me.
Lois, don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing a good job.
Oh, Mario, I want to do a great job.
That's too bad.
Jan. Jan, dear, could you please take care of table 5?
It's Ellen.
He did? He did? You did?
This is so cute. Yeah. Jan, you have customers. This is so cute. I don't care how cute it is. You still have customers.
Hold on.
Lois, can I take my break now?
You're fine. Jan,
Of course, if it
can I
isn't a
just-
good time to take my break, I could take it later.
Vicky, take your break. Take 2 breaks. Just leave me alone, please.
Boy, you're trying to help someone.
Sweetheart, I'm gonna have to call you back later. The hostess is here. Bye-bye.
Jan, you cannot be back here during business hours making personal calls.
Lois, I took 5 minutes out to talk to my daughter.
Well, Nancy would have fired you for that.
Nancy would have fired who?
Jan!
Nancy was always firing Jan.
Nancy would have had things running so smoothly that I could afford to take 5 minutes out and talk to my daughter.
So I'm not Nancy.
You're telling me.
Jan,
Lois, there's sure a lot of people out there waiting for tables.
can't you seat them?
I don't know what tables you have reserved.
No, I don't know what tables I have reserved either. How did Nancy ever do this job?
Well,
I know. She didn't deserve to be fired. She deserved a medal.
I almost wish you were here now.
yeah, I can see her coming in the door, chiffon billowing around, her menus clutched to her bosom, yelling, "There's no one out on the floor."
And she'd be right. There is no one out on the floor.
I don't believe Lois. She calls everybody in early. She hasn't even gotten here yet.
Maybe it was a trick to get me here on time.
I'm sure she had a very good reason for doing it.
Yeah, like what?
I said I was sure she had a good reason. I didn't say I knew what it was.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Thanks for coming in early.
This better be good.
It is. I know why Nancy was fired. And with what I found out last night, she can have her job back in a flash.
She can get a job back?
With what I know, absolutely.
Do me a favor. Take that information with you to your grave.
That's why you called us in early, to tell us why Nancy got fired?
Yeah.
Gee, and I thought it was important.
Wait till you hear what it is. Last night after you guys left, I'm sitting here trying to make some sense out of my reservations book.
Any luck?
When in walks Stedman, the hatchet man, and he says hi, and I say hi, and he says, how are things going? And I say, don't ask. Anyway, to make a long story short,
You haven't yet.
I am getting to it. Well, one thing leads to another, and suddenly he asks me if I want to take the job as permanent hostess.
You're kidding.
That's what I said. Because after all, I am pretty inexperienced.
You're horrible.
But he says that that's no problem. So then I tell him how I have trouble cracking the whip with you guys, and he says that's no problem. And then I tell him, I lose my temper with the customers, and he says even that is no problem.
What is the problem?
The problem is, when I say to him, how do I know that you won't fire me for the same reason that you fired Nancy? He chuckles and says to me, that is a problem that you won't have to worry about for years and years. Get it? They fired Nancy because they think she's too old for the job.
After that story, I'm too old.
That's age discrimination. Isn't that against the law?
Yeah, and it's also not fair.
Yeah, whoever said life was fair. A man gets gray hair and wrinkles, he gets character. A woman gets gray hair and wrinkles, she gets old.
Why is that?
Who knows? Someone somewhere once decided that lines on a man's face show he has experience. Women are not supposed to have experience.
Then where are all these men getting all this experience?
Guys, I think we owe it to Nancy to go and tell her, in case she wants her job back.
No, I don't want her back.
Would you rather have Lois?
No.
Hey, I don't want this job. But believe me, they could hire somebody a lot worse than Nancy.
There is nobody worse than Nancy. I say we don't tell her.
Yeah, I mean, what good would it do? It's not gonna make her any younger.
We'll hate ourselves if we don't tell her the truth.
And we'll hate ourselves if we get her to come back.
What about hating each other if we make the wrong choice?
Okay, let's have a secret ballot. That way no one will know how anyone votes and we can't blame anybody.
Okay, what exactly are we voting on?
We are voting on whether to think of what's best for Nancy and tell her why she got fired, or to think of ourselves and say nothing.
So, yes, we tell her, no, we don't.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we got a yes, 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 a yes, hell no.
So much for the secret ballot.
All right, we tell Nancy, and if she wants to fight, then it's her fight.
Okay, great. Let's go tell Nancy she's old.
Lois, are you sure this is the right place?
Yeah, Mario said Nancy's working in some place called Marv's in Santa Monica. This is the only Marv's in the phone book.
Nancy wouldn't work here.
She wouldn't even eat here.
5 for dinner?
Just coffee, I think.
Yeah, that's in case you decide you want to spend some money.
Actually, we were looking for the hostess.
I'm the hostess.
And you're doing a wonderful job.
Gee, thanks.
Well, obviously, you've got the wrong place.
You're right, let's go.
Good evening, may I take your order?
Nancy, what are you doing here?
Something that's obviously foreign to you 5, waiting on tables.
You're a waitress?
Watch this. What'll it be?
Coffee.
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 Coffee. Herb tea.
5 coffees.
Gee, Nancy, we thought you'd be hostessing away at another place like ours.
Well, I haven't been able to find quite the right position as yet. In the meantime, I like to indulge in certain luxuries, such as food and shelter.
Why don't you just collect unemployment? It's your money.
Cassie, if I'm able to work, I will work. Any job, if it's done correctly, has dignity.
Come on, honey, hold the load.
Lummox. Well, it's been very nice chatting with you.
Nancy, wait. We have something we wanted to say to you.
Lois, I'm busy. Please hurry up.
We know why you got fired.
Good. Keep it to yourself.
Wait, I think that I would like something to eat after all.
All right. What'll it be?
A cheese omelet.
Tomatoes or potatoes?
I'm not sure.
Nancy, aren't you even curious?
I don't care whether she has tomatoes or potatoes.
Nancy, you were fired because you're too old.
Thank you, Jan. I can't tell you how much better that makes me feel. Now, will it be potatoes or tomatoes?
That's age discrimination.
And it's illegal. I saw it on 60 Minutes.
Will there be anything else?
How's the tuna, pink or white?
Gray.
Give me egg salad.
So, what are you gonna do?
Nothing?
Nothing. But you have the right to demand your job back.
Ladies, I appreciate your coming down here, but if you'll excuse me, I have to go scrape the grill.
I don't understand why you are avoiding this.
Oh, Lois, give me credit. Don't you think I at least suspected that they wanted someone younger? What else could it have been? I'm perfect in every other way. Evidently, they feel that a 45-year-old woman is no longer a drawing card.
Hey, I thought you said you were 42.
I lied.
Nancy, listen. You are the most qualified person for this job. Now, Stedman is coming down at 9 o'clock tonight to ask me if I want to keep it permanently. Why don't you just show up and tell him that you're not going to stand for this?
Oh, but I am. If indeed I have reached the autumn of my hostess years, I certainly don't want to make a public issue of it. Now I really must get back to work.
We better get back to work, too. Come on.
Wait a minute. We're not gonna leave already. We haven't even gotten our food yet.
Cassie, you don't really want that food, do you?
No, but I sure did want Nancy to wait on me.
Oh, we better take care of the food.
No. That's okay. I'll take care of it.
Oh, leave a tip.
No, please, no applause. Your continued patronage is my reward. Now I'd like to dedicate this next number to the head honcho around here, the big cheese, the guy who makes it all happen, a fellow I like to call Boss. Ringside at table 12, our Mr. Stedman. Hey, you're adorable, B. You're so beautiful. C, you're a cutie full of charm.
Sonny.
Read it. D, you're a darling, and E, you're exciting, and F, you're a feather in my arm.
Mr. Stedman wants you to take a break.
G, gonna take a break.
I don't believe it. Lois has been over there talking to Stedman forever. How long does it take to tell a guy no?
Don't look at me.
Well, I can't take this any longer. I'm going to go over and find out what's happening. So, is everything all right at this table?
If it wasn't, you'd hear about it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Lois, I'm tired of trying to talk you into it.
It's just that I'm so much happier being a waitress. Now, if you want a hostess, Nancy Beebe's
Right.
about...
Look, you want to be a waitress, you be a waitress. I'll just find another pretty face. Look, why don't you get back to your job and I'll get back to mine, all right?
Hello, Stedman.
Miss Beebe, what are you doing here?
Nancy, I'm glad you came.
I hope you don't think you're going to eat here just like that.
I know what I look like. That animal I was employed by had me working a double shift from the time you left until just now. I am tired and cranky and feeling every bit of my 45 years.
Keep your voice down.
No, I think not. I have a few things I'd like to discuss with you concerning my forced retirement.
I really don't have the time.
Make time, babyface.
Miss Beebe, you are creating a scene.
Would you rather I made a scene in here or in the kitchen?
In the kitchen.
Fine.
All right, I'll give you 5 minutes.
Oh, well, you will give me 5 minutes, will you? I have given this place 15 years. 15 years of juggling reservations, coaxing temperamental chefs, sobering up conventioneers, and prodding sometimes slow but good waitresses. And in that time, I've grown older, but I've also grown better, like a tall tree or a fine wine. I am 45 years old, do you hear me? I am 45 years old.
Good for you.
Yes, and good for my work, because now I can bring to it charm, style, dignity, and experience. You know, you may not believe that those are the qualities that bring people into this restaurant, but they're the ones that keep them coming back.
Thank you, Miss Beebe. I'll make sure we write down those gifts on your letter of recommendation.
I am staying right here because there happens to be a small, bald gentleman who's been dining at this restaurant for, about 8 years. And in that time, we've gotten to be real good friends.
Miss Beebe, I am not interested in you, and I am even less interested in your small ball friend.
But this small, bald gentleman is one of the finest attorneys in this town who's well aware that age discrimination is illegal. He's also aware that if I don't get my job back, he can sue your butt from here to Fresno.
That sounds like a threat.
Good. Then it came out right.
You would actually take me to court?
Oh, I'd carry you piggyback if I had to.
How are you going to prove it?
Oh, I think she'd find a witness.
Or 5.
Well, I'd say there's nothing left to say. Except welcome back to Above the Top, Miss Beebe. May I go now?
Please do.
Leave a tip.
I just want to say that you are all fine people, and I'm very grateful for your support. I'd like to thank each and every one of you individually, but as I look at you all gathered around me here, I realize there's no one out on the floor.
What do you mean, temperamental chefs?
This is... See this? Next month's schedule.
Check the third weekend.
You're working.
Only at gunpoint. I got asked to go to Acapulco that weekend with Jeff. Let me describe Jeff. The eyes blue, the hair blonde, the shoulders big, and I'd love to be the wallet in his jeans.
And all of this is leading up to...
Who's going to cover for me?
I can't.
I'll give you money.
Look, the weekends are the only chance I have to spend with my daughter. And besides, I covered for you when you went to Las Vegas with Carl.
Carl was a jerk.
I still covered for you.
Lois.
Not me. I have to take my daughter and 15 Girl Scouts on a mosquito bite and poison ivy hike.
No, I'm already working, and so's Vicky.
I don't believe this. You're going to make me cancel my weekend.
Oh, well, here, have some of this. It'll make you feel better.
Maybe I didn't make myself clear. This is Acapulco. There's an ocean there. There's a full moon every night of the year.
Cassie, if it's any consolation, I'm starting to feel guilty.
I got 3 weeks, Lois. You haven't begun to feel guilty.
Hi, Cassie.
You're already working.
What did she mean?
Oh, never mind. Here, try some of this. Mario just made it, and it's heaven.
I'm not very hungry.
Well, you should be. Haven't you been moving all day?
No.
You didn't move into your new apartment today?
No.
Why not?
Well, mostly because the people who live there haven't moved out.
They are planning to.
Yeah, but not for 4 more days.
When did you find this out?
And this morning when I got there with all my stuff, boy, I was so mad at the landlord, I almost said something.
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Oh, well, the joke's on me. I didn't realize we'd moved the dining room in here. Well, I guess I'll just have to start bringing people through.
Nancy, we're just having a little snack.
Jan, a carrot stick is a little snack. This is called pigging out. Now let's chew it, swallow it, and move it out front, shall we? Girls, by the way, push the Boston Bluefish. We've got it coming out of our gills.
All right, Vicky, if you can't go back to your old place, where are you planning to stay?
I'm not sure. I spent all my money on the first and last month's rent.
Yeah, for an apartment where someone else is living.
I know. I'm a dope with no place to live. If you'll excuse me, I think I'll go take a sponge bath.
That poor kid is in there bathing with paper towels and powdered soap. You know, I feel like this is our fault. We helped her find that apartment.
Well, we had to. She still doesn't know this town too well.
Look, you know Vicky. She'd rent an apartment because she liked the color of the wallpaper in the lobby.
Well, I'd put her up in a second, but Bill and the kids have the flu. What about you, Doc?
I've got a mime troupe from San Diego.
A what?
You know, mime. Well, they're helping me with my acting. But I guess I could throw them out because Vicky is my best friend.
Well.
But the mimes have no place to go. Maybe Vicky could come and stay too. Except it is only a 1-room apartment. But the mimes are really nice and very quiet.
Jen.
Oh, no, my mother's visiting. She stayed with us. She's had to sleep on the floor.
Oh.
What we need is somebody who has an extra bedroom.
Listen, I've been thinking about the big fuss I made over going to Acapulco, and if one of you guys can't cover for me, I'll slash your tires.
Cassie, Vicky needs a place to stay.
In Acapulco?
No, here. She's between apartments, and she needs someone to stay with for a few days.
So?
Of course she can stay with Cassie.
No, she can't.
But you've got 2 bedrooms.
I got 1 bedroom and a den, and I need my den.
Oh, come on.
I don't want a roommate. And even if I did, there's 15 guys on the list ahead of Vicky.
I don't think she's going for it.
Don't be silly. We're wearing her down.
Come on, Cassie. It's only 4 days. Be a friend and give in.
Well, you're the first woman who ever said that to me.
It won't be that big an inconvenience.
Jan, to me, turning back my clock is a big inconvenience. What's all this mother hen stuff anyway? The kid can take care of herself.
No, she can't. Not in this city. I think the only reason she moved here was because her father knew the landlady in the building she was living in.
The woman was like family. She looked after Vicky. She even looked like Vicky.
So why is she letting Vicky move?
She went condo.
Excuse me. Couldn't help overhearing, and if there's anything I can do.
Sonny, Vicky is not moving in with you.
I wasn't suggesting that. I was thinking Vicky could have my place, and I'd move in with Cassie.
I already already got an umbrella stand.
Look, what if I moved in with Cassie and Vicky could move in with my mother?
Or me and the mime troupe moved in with Jan's mother.
What if you all moved in with me? Well, it was worth a shot.
Hold it. Why don't we make a deal?
What'd you have in mind?
Not you. Look, you take Vicky for a few days, and Jan and I will cover for you while you're in Acapulco. Could we do that, Jan? You take one day, I'll take the other one?
Fine. What do you say, Cassie? We'll get you to Acapulco with Jeff, lying in the sun, drawing little letters on his chest. You oiling his back, he oiling yours.
We're talking 4 days with Vicky.
2 nights in Mexico. Blue eyes, oily shoulders.
All right, I'll do it.
Ole, ole.
I hope so, I hope so. Okay.
Who is it?
Vicky, I'm moving in, remember?
Right.
Hi, roommate. Can you help me with some of this stuff?
I'd love to, but I got a date, if I can find my other shoe.
Oh, that's okay. I can do it all by myself. Isn't this gonna be fun?
Just how much stuff did you bring?
Well, you know, I was moving, so I've got everything. I'm nervous. Are you nervous?
Well, that depends. You're not talking patio furniture or anything, are you?
Oh, no, just a few odds and ends. Oh, okay, come on. There we go.
Is that a bird?
Yeah, that's my parakeet, Squeaky.
It doesn't talk, does it?
No, he sings a little in the morning.
How early?
He's a late singer.
Will be if he starts around me.
Oh, Kathy, you're a caution.
Where are you going with this?
Well, these are my pots and pans. I like to cook with my own utensils. Is that the kitchen?
I don't know. I never go in there.
Hey, if you're hungry, I can make you something to eat when you come home from your date.
Vicky, I won't be back tonight.
Oh, it's a long date.
Right. So, make yourself at home, and if you need anything in the middle of the night, call Lois.
Bye.
Cassie, hi. Yeah.
Not a cheery greeting.
All right, Cassie, what's bugging you?
What's cute and sweet and moved into my apartment 2 days ago with a parakeet and a Jell-O mold?
Vicky is getting on your nerves.
On my nerves? I came home with a date at 3 o'clock in the morning, and Vicky was waiting for me with poached eggs.
So she's interfering in your life?
She's living in my life. My whole apartment smells like muffins. It's getting to me. Last night, I had a dream. Vicky was in my kitchen baking a cake for our first anniversary, and I had to cancel a trip to Acapulco so we could celebrate.
Boy, am I mad.
You found out I didn't drink my hot chocolate.
No. I went to my new apartment, you know, to see if the old tenants were out, and the landlord says it's going to be another week. I am furious.
Well, that's ridiculous, Vicky. He can't just do that to you. You have rights.
I know. I thought about telling him that at the time.
Did you?
Well, no, I don't want to make trouble. I have to live there.
When?
Cassie, I know it's been an imposition, but we've been getting along so well together. You wouldn't mind putting me up for a couple of more days, would you?
Vicky, we all do what we have to do.
Oh, Cassie, thank you. You're great.
Hey, you know, for a minute there, I thought you were going to throw the kid out.
I am. That's what I have to do.
You can't kick Vicky out.
It's happening just like in my dream. She's moving in for good.
You kick her out, the trip to Acapulco's off.
Fine.
Oh, Cassie, come on. Where is she going to go? She doesn't have any money, and we're her only friends.
What am I supposed to do? Feel guilty?
Yes.
No.
Cassie, hey, you would feel terrible if anything happened to her.
We just want her to be safe and looked after so we won't have to go to Idaho and explain to her father why she died alone in some gutter.
All right, all right. But if I'm taking her an extra week, I'm upping the stakes.
How much?
You work for me 4 extra weekends.
1.
3. Deal. I just love to bargain.
Excuse me, could I speak to you girls in private for a minute?
Oh, yeah, sure, Mark. Come on in.
In here?
Uh-huh.
You know, I've worked in this restaurant for 6 years and I've never been in here. It's not worth waiting for.
Why don't you sit down?
No. You know, I've been thinking about Pauline, and I've decided to let bygones be bygones.
But you never told us what the bygones were.
Well, the bygones have gone by, so let's forget it. I called Pauline, and I'm going to see her.
Mario, that's fantastic.
No, not yet. I'm nervous. What am I going to do with her?
Well, why don't you just take her out to dinner?
No, I hate restaurant food.
Mario, male employees are not allowed in the waitress's lounge.
Relax, Nancy. He's with us.
Doing what?
Asking advice on what to do on a date?
Well, why don't we go out front and get the busboys in on this?
Oh, no, Mario, look, I wouldn't dream of intruding on this private little conversation, but I must say that I'm just a little surprised that you didn't come to me. I mean, after all, I am a bit more qualified to render advice on what a mature woman might like to do on a date.
Okay, Nancy. What would you like to do?
Well, first of all, I like to start with cocktails at a tasteful lounge, and then maybe hear some music, perhaps a string quartet. And after that, a late supper at a small cafe. And then if the gentleman seems sincere, I have no objections
Nancy,
whatsoever
I'm looking
to it.
for a date, not a life sentence.
Mario, you're a grown man. If you can't decide where to go on a date, then perhaps you don't deserve to have one.
The woman's a witch.
Mario, you've been out with Pauline before. What did you used to do on your dates?
Well, that was during the war. In those days, it didn't matter what we did. All that mattered was that I got leave and she had lips. And when I got leave, Pauline was always waiting for me. I remember the last time I came back. I nearly didn't make it that time. Our ship had been torpedoed in open waters. And I was on a raft for 3 days. And then we got picked up by a hospital ship and brought back. And I looked down the dock, and there was Pauline, my best girl, and Jim, my best friend. They were waving and screaming.
It must have been a very patriotic time.
Yeah. And the band was playing the Stars and Stripes Forever. Pauline and Jim were hugging each other for joy. And as I came down the gangplank, they were kissing each other for joy. And as I got closer, they were groping each other for joy. Finally, I got their attention. And they told me how worried they'd been about me, how glad they were that I was safe, and how sorry they were that I couldn't have been there for their wedding.
I get the feeling those were the bygones.
Yeah. So what the hell's the difference? We'll go wherever I want. And the little tramp can buy me dinner.
Okay, time to get up. Squeaky. Squeaky, where are you? Squeaky? Kathy, I'm sorry to disturb you, but is Squeaky in there?
Your name's Squeaky?
Sorry, I thought you were alone.
What do you want?
Squeaky is missing.
You lost your bird.
Well, he can't have gotten very far.
What is this?
Oh, just hand washing a few delicates, you know, cold water, woolite. Would you like some coffee?
Yeah.
How about some orange juice?
What are you, fanatic? I hate orange juice.
I'll get the coffee. Oh, and there's bacon and eggs if you're hungry.
Again? Who's gonna eat all this?
Oh, well, you and me and whoever else might be in there and is hungry.
Why do you do this?
What?
Torture me. You make all this food every morning. You know I can't eat before noon. I don't want to see food. I don't want to smell food. I don't want to know that food exists.
This coffee tastes like candy. Oh, I put a little cinnamon in it.
You make cute coffee. Vicky, I can't take this anymore.
Oh, here, I'll make you another cup.
It's not just the coffee, Vicky. It's you. You're driving me crazy.
I'll stop.
You can't stop. That's why you keep doing it. You love it, and you're trying to win converts. You're the kind of person that gets up in the morning and makes waffles and puts strawberry jam on top. And that's okay, except I hate people who do that.
If you just tell me what bothers you.
All of it bothers me. Washing my telephone bothers me. My bathroom smelling like the great outdoors bothers me. But most of all, Vicky, you bother me. You're gonna make someone a wonderful little wife someday, but that someone isn't going to be me.
Kathy?
And keep your bird out of my bedroom.
Well, Squeaky, it looks like we've worn out our welcome. Hey, Mario, how'd it go last night?
Well, let's put it this way. The 35 years I spent waiting to see Pauline didn't seem as long as the 2 hours I spent with her last night.
Oh, no, Mario, I'm sorry.
Well, don't be depressed. The evening wasn't all bad.
What could have been good?
Well, when Pauline went into the ladies' room, I went into the bar to get some matches. And while I was in there, I met a very nice and very attractive lady.
I love it.
Yeah, we got to talking, and she asked me for my phone number.
And she doesn't even know you can cook.
So, when you going out?
I'm not sure. I told her I was busy this week.
Why?
I didn't want to look cheap.
Okay, where's Vicky?
What's wrong now?
She moved out.
What? When?
Who knows? I was asleep. All I got was a note saying I was out of woolite.
Hi, everyone.
Well, where have you been, and what's the big idea of moving out on me like that? What do you think? You're the only one that has feelings? I didn't know what to do.
Oh, you threw me out.
I did not throw you out.
Well, you said you didn't like me, and you yelled at me.
You're lucky I yelled at you, otherwise I would have killed you. So get your stuff and move back in tonight.
I don't have to move in with you or anyone. I have my own place. I went back to my new apartment and I looked the landlord right in the eye and I said, "Sir, if you don't give me a place to live, I'm going to get my money back, file a complaint against you, and maybe go to the TV news." And you know what he did? He crumbled. And he gave me an even better apartment at the very same rent.
Good.
Vicky, congratulations.
Hey, I'm impressed. You stood up for yourself.
And it's all Cassie's fault. If she hadn't blown up at me this morning, I never would have had the courage.
I think you would have found it sooner, but your friends were standing in the way.
Well, we could all sit here and find fault with ourselves, but why bother? We have Nancy for that.
Let's get to work. I got here early and I'm still going to be late.
Cassie, I'm sorry I yelled at you. I didn't mean to blow up at you like that.
Hey, we're even. Okay, I'll see you out front. Okay?
Right.
How's Tweaky?
Squeaky.
Oh, whatever. The bird.
He's fine.
Give him my best.
Traffic flows
Vicky, how was your date last night?
Oh, incredible. We went to dinner and a show, and we danced all night. I'm exhausted. I didn't get home till 11:45.
You really know how to burn a candle at one end.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I can never seem to get it together on time. Has Nancy been in? Did you cover for me? I mean, what'd you say, Nancy?
Nothing.
You said nothing? Some friends. I counted on you to help me.
Nancy hasn't come in yet. You're not late.
I'm not late. I'm not late.
Ladies, I have an announcement to make. Where's Jan?
I knew someone was late.
She's going to be a little late.
She's already a little late. Now, next week, we're going to be booked solid with a group of conventioneers who will be staying at the hotel for the first time. You know what that means.
Yeah, walk fast between tables.
It means we want to impress them.
I'll learn to juggle.
I can juggle. Want to see?
Not now. It'll give me something to live for.
Ladies, please. This is a large group called the Daughters of the Pioneers.
Aren't they dead yet?
No. And we're hoping that they'll choose to stay with us every year. So let's all do our personal best.
I know I will.
Now, this is important, Dot. Try to do someone else's personal best.
Sorry.
Halt. I hope you have a good reason for coming to work late.
Very good. I couldn't get here on time.
Neither will your paycheck.
Hey, nice blouse.
Thanks.
Nice jeans.
Thanks.
Nice everything. What'd you do, hold up a boutique?
No, I just came from school. This is my feeling good outfit, which I am wearing because I just handed in a term paper to my economics teacher that's going to bring my grade up and knock his socks off.
Isn't this the teacher that asked you out 3 times already?
4. He asked me out again today. Only this time I said yes, and we have a date next week.
Your teacher asked you out? How could he?
Just a wild guess, but maybe thought he'd have fun.
But a teacher dating a student? I'm sorry, but I'd never date one of my teachers, co-workers, or members of the clergy.
Look, you better be careful, Jen. It's a little like dating the boss.
Why do you think I waited until the semester was over? Now it's okay to go out with him because I won't be in his class anymore.
Should have gone out with him when he first asked you. Then you wouldn't have had to write that term paper.
Sorry to disappoint you folks, but this segment of opinions and answers has come to an end.
Ladies, I don't know if you've noticed, but there are considerably more customers out in the dining room than there are in here. Well, why don't you just run out on the off chance you might meet one? Thanks.
Oh, they're sweet. But I think some of them actually are Daughters of the Pioneers.
I don't think they understand our customer tipping. Table of 4 just gave me a hearty handshake.
Aren't they great? Those 2 ladies on 7 are from Minnesota, and they both have nephews they want me to meet.
Never again to be lonely while ice fishing.
Jan, feeling any better?
Yeah, great.
Oh,
That is not a happy woman.
what do you suppose happened to her today?
I think it was last night. She had a date with her professor.
I don't want to hear about it.
Well, we've seen the thrill of victory. I'd say this is the agony of defeat. It's only because I know you so well, but I'd say you're no longer deliriously happy. Ladies and gentlemen, is this a happy woman? She can smile. She can still smile.
Okay, but it's embarrassing after everything I said. I just got too carried away about Larry. He seemed so terrific in class, but he was so boring at dinner. When we left the restaurant, I felt like I was paroled.
That bad, huh?
I lived for the waiter. He didn't ask me one question about me all night. No, one. He asked me what I thought about him. Huh? How could I be so wrong about a guy?
It's called getting to know someone. It's what dating used to be for.
Here's Mario.
I sent back 2 more specials.
Oh, yes, the daughters are very fussy. In fact, I just got a note from a lady named Emma giving me 2 tips to a flakier crust.
That's 2 more tips than most of us got.
They try to tell us we're too young. Too young to really be in love. They say that love's a word. A word we've only heard. But can't begin to know the meaning of.
And yet, we're not too young to know this love will last 2 years will go. And then one day we may recall we're not too young at all.
I'm sorry, Larry. I hope I feel better, too. Thank you.
Are you sick? I am now. That was Larry. He wants another date. I didn't know what else to tell him. He wouldn't take no for an answer.
Hey, when you got it, you got it. Well, maybe you should give him another chance.
Nope.
Sometimes you can't tell. My first date with my husband was a disaster.
Didn't you like him?
Oh, yeah, he didn't like me. See, he was a campus brain, and I had this crush on him, so when he finally asked me out, I was so intimidated I didn't say a word all night. 2 years later, he told me it was like dating a blonde lamp.
Lois, I'm not wrong. When I go out with a guy, I have one of 3 reactions. Yes, maybe, and no. Larry's, oh, no.
If you say so. So how are you going to get rid of him?
I don't know. It's been so long since I had one to brush off.
Why don't you just tell him the truth?
That he's boring.
Lie to him.
I don't want to lie to him, but I don't want to hurt his feelings either.
Look, you can't have both. Lie to him. Tell him he's more than any woman can handle.
There must be another way.
I have a hard time breaking off with guys, too. One time I had to move.
Dot, I think I need a more direct route.
Lie to him.
Tell him the truth, but be nice.
Sure. I'm a nice person. I'll tell him the truth.
There are 2 times when a man doesn't want to hear the truth. One is when he asks you why you're breaking up. The other is when he asks, did the earth move for you, too?
Lie to him. Lois, do you have any extra ashtrays? They're all missing from my station.
The daughters like to take little souvenirs.
Then why don't we put an ashtray in each handbag as they leave?
Oh, Nancy, it's innocent enough, and it's good advertising.
Lois, we've got to put a stop to it. We can't afford it.
At $17.50 a lobster tail, they got rights.
Look, all I want you to do is keep your eyes open. If you spot any pilferage, be gentle, be firm, but get it back. Even if you have to pick the little dears up by their heels and shake them out.
Boring. I only thought he was boring. I'd give anything for boring. That's what you get for trying to be a human being. Here, I thought it'd be nice. Tell him the truth.
Him. You saw Larry again.
Oh, yes, and I did just like you said. I was nice and truthful and poof.
What's poof? I don't understand poof.
She didn't lie to him.
What happened? Did you tell him you didn't want to see him again?
I didn't even get the chance. I went to his office, okay? I was so nervous, my heart was in my mouth. My heart was in my nose. And I said, Larry, I was a little disappointed in our date the other night. And he said, so was I.
So that helps.
No, it doesn't. He was disappointed because it ended so soon.
He expected more.
You said it.
And the man is a teacher.
He said that the next date we have, and the good professor made it very clear there would be a next date, would end up in bed or I'd end up flunking the course.
I don't believe it.
He actually said that he'd flunk you if you don't go to bed with him?
Yes.
Well, what did you say?
What did I say? What did I say? What do you think I said? I looked at him right in the eye and I said, nothing. I didn't know what to say or how to say it. Oh, I'm so mad at myself I could bite the floor.
That creep.
I just wish I had said something.
It's not easy when someone catches you off guard like that. Happened to me once. I was 15. I was working in a supermarket. One night, the manager decided he wanted to stay late and stamp some cans. Mine.
What'd you do?
Same as you. At first, I was so shocked, I said nothing. Then I punched him in the stomach. What did he do? He doubled over and fired me.
Wonderful. If I flunk this course, it sets me back a whole year, not to mention the money. And I need this course to get my degree.
Maybe you misunderstood him.
Bed is not a term I have to look up. What am I gonna do? How can he flunk me? He can't flunk me. That paper's too good. I hope.
Why don't you go to the dean?
Why don't I go to the dean? Why don't I go to the dean?
He has to answer to somebody.
What a better person than a dean. What a wonderful idea. Why didn't I think of that?
Because you're not being objective, Jen. Now you have to calm down.
Oh, am I gonna fix him? I can barely wait to get in there, boy. I'm gonna tell him what a rotten, low-down little creep.
Jan, calm down, or you're not going to make your point.
You're right. You're right, I'll calm down. I'll just walk in there and I'll relate the facts about what a rotten little low-down miserable... Lois, I think you better go with me.
I think I better go with her.
Everybody decent? Sorry about the intrusion.
Sonny, you know you're not allowed in here.
Hang loose, baby. It'll only take a minute.
I bet you say that to all the girls.
Listen, I just wanted to talk to everyone before the crowds come in. I've been getting a lot of complaints from the customers this week.
So don't sing.
That's just it, baby. The daughters of the pioneers love to hear me sing. And with all the noise you chicks make with the plates and the food, well, it's no good, mamas. So, I'd like to establish a policy of no serving while I perform. Capiche? Thank you.
Boy, am I glad I decided to do this. It's the only way to go. Now it'll be all settled. What a relief.
Good. I'm glad you feel better.
Oh, I do. As a matter of fact, I feel a little silly dragging you along with me.
Well, I could go.
No. Here she comes.
Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Which one of you is my appointment?
I am. I'm Jan Hoffmeyer. You can call me Jan. This is my friend Lois Adams. You can call her Lois.
Dorothy Pressman. You can call me Dean. I worked a long time for that. Now, what can I do for you?
Well, it's about Professor Wilson.
Professor Wilson.
Brown eyes, shoulder bag.
Larry, economics.
Right. Well, I'm having a little problem in his class at... well, I really don't know how to say this.
Students and teachers have been having problems for years. I guess I can say I've heard them all. So what is it?
I'm not doing very well in his economics course, and if I don't sleep with him, he'll flunk me.
That one I don't hear very often. How do you know this?
He told me. You see, Professor Wilson and I had a date.
You dated your teacher? That's a little complicated.
I wish everyone would stop saying this. I know, I made a mistake, okay? But not everybody's perfect.
Jan.
Look, it was the end of the semester. I really thought it would be all right.
Jan.
And it was only once. It was in a restaurant. Waiters, soup,
Jan.
everything.
Then, go on.
It didn't turn out too well, and I'm not interested in seeing him anymore. However, he wants to see a lot more of me. In fact, all of me.
All right. So you have a grievance against the professor, and you want to take action, right?
Right.
Let me tell you how your case might sound. Student is doing poorly in class. Student dates professor to get a better grade. Professor refuses to cooperate. Student accuses professor of improper behavior as a last resort to ensure a passing grade. Do you see how that could sound?
I don't care how it sounds. All I know is he's blackmailing me, and it feels crummy.
Jan, why don't you tell him about the paper?
Oh, yes, the paper. You see, I wrote this really terrific paper that should bring my grade up. All I want is for you to make sure he gives me the grade I deserve.
Again, it's the same problem. I read the paper and think you're Madame Curie. He reads it and thinks you're Bozo the Clown.
So you're telling me you can't do a damn thing?
I'm telling you it's your word against his. You need more proof. Look, I know this is a frustrating situation. I understand how you feel. If I go to Larry Wilson with this, he'll deny it. He'll say you deserve your flunking, and you'll be in an even worse spot.
But
I'm afraid all you can do is try not to worry, have faith in your term paper, and hope the turkey can take no for an answer. I'm sorry.
You're sorry.
Hi, Jan.
Hi, Larry.
What a surprise. Well, not really. Come on in.
Thanks.
I was just going over some term papers.
Oh, didn't happen to get to mine yet, did you?
Not yet. Can I take your coat?
Thanks.
Well, what do you think of the place?
It's nice. Very tasteful.
Thank you. Furnished it myself. See that bookcase? That is a real antique. I got it 3 years ago for $1,500. Today it's worth $5,500. You know what kind of profit that is?
250%. Now do I get a passing grade?
There's still time. Well, please, sit.
Thanks.
Put that dimmer in myself. Saves 14% on the electric bills. Like to say, you can take the economics teacher out of the class, but you can't take the class out of the economics teacher.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Larry, I've been thinking.
About me, I hope.
Almost nonstop, you might say.
Oh, that's good. That's very, very good.
I came here because, Larry, you really would do what you said you're gonna do if I don't do what you want me to do, would you?
In a minute.
I'm sorry, Larry. I don't feel that way about you.
Come on, Jan. I could tell in class that you were interested in me.
In class, you were interesting. But, to tell you the truth, since our date the other night, I really don't like you.
No problem. I like you, and that's what counts. You turn me on.
But that's crazy. Don't you know that's crazy? It makes you sound like some sort of a...
Please, save it. I don't feel like being analyzed.
And I don't feel like being assaulted.
Would you give me a break?
No, give me one. What's the difference between what you're doing with a grade book and what some guy does with a gun in a parking lot?
You are crazy.
Maybe. Oh, by the way, I did go to the dean, so you are being watched.
This is a good deal for everybody. You give a little, I give a little. That's what life's about.
Not my life. I came here because I hoped you'd act like a person. But you know something? Oh, you're beyond that. You really don't want me. You just want the feeling of power that this gives you.
Forget it, Hoffmeyer. I don't need this. I've had a lot of girls in my class, and nobody's ever pulled this.
I'm sure they didn't, because they were probably too young or too scared or really needed the credits. Well, maybe that's the only way you can get a woman. But you're not gonna get me. Good night, Professor. Take that and stuff it in your bookcase.
Hello? Oh, hi, sweetheart.
Is it for me? Phyllis was gonna call.
I don't call your friend Phyllis, sweetheart.
I'm sorry. It's just that Phyllis is gonna call from school. The grades are being posted today.
Yeah, I forgot. I'll just be a minute. It's Joey.
Hi.
What? No, practicing the piano will not ruin your hands for football. You just keep practicing. I don't care what Sparky says. Yeah. Honey, I gotta go. Yeah, will you just finish your exercises, then you can do anything you want. Yeah, anything. Okay. What did I just say?
Jan, did you hear about your grade yet?
Not yet. God, I hate waiting.
Come on, Phyllis. You know, tonight is the last night of the Daughters of the Pioneers. I'm gonna miss them.
Me too.
You?
Yeah, Nancy's been so busy counting ashtrays, she's left us alone.
They're all right. Once you get used to them, they're just a little different than our regular customers.
You know that group of people that sat at my station all week and didn't leave any tips? Well, last night they gave me this.
Oh.
They worked on it all week. It's hand knitted.
And I got a patchwork quilt.
I got a good talking to.
Come on, Phyllis. Call Phyllis. Phyllis.
Hey, you think there's any chance Larry will pass you?
No, but I can hope, can't I? Come on, Phyllis. Phyllis, what's the verdict? Phyllis, I don't want to guess. What'd I get? Thank you, Phyllis.
He gave me a C.
I guess the turkey could take no for an answer.
I still wish I could have punched him in the stomach.
Hey, I have a bottle of champagne in my locker that I've been saving. Let's celebrate Jancy.
Great. I haven't had champagne since my anniversary.
I haven't had it since my divorce.
I've never had champagne.
You call that champagne?
It is on a 727. Okay, stand back.
It's a little flat.
Jan only got a C.
Yeah, but what a C.
Not too much for me.
Not too much for any of us.
To integrity. To virtue.
To guts.
To Jan.
To work.